The most crucial meal of the day is thought to be breakfast, especially for diabetics. A review of 96,175 individuals revealed that experts found that skipping breakfast can dramatically raise the dangers of complications from diabetes. This is partly due to the fact that breakfast balances your blood sugar levels for the day. Your glucose levels are unstable and sensitive when you first wake up. This is why it's crucial for diabetics to eat breakfast in order to maintain blood glucose equilibrium. But regrettably, not all breakfast selections are healthy for diabetics. If you break your overnight fast with a full meal, sugar or carbohydrates throughout the day, your blood glucose is likely to fluctuate and climb. Alternately, keeping it under control is considerably simpler. Control with a nutrient-rich breakfast. But what nutrients must you take in for breakfast when having diabetes? Well, keep an eye out. The 5 greatest and 3 worst breakfast options for diabetes are discussed in this video. We'll also break down the nutrients you must incorporate to maintain control over your blood glucose levels. But first, would you kindly click the like button on this video? To receive future notifications, ring the bell. And be certain to sign up for Diabetes Supports, an additional resource for managing diabetes. And now, let's get started and explore. Starting with, here are the 3 poor breakfast choices for diabetics. Numeral 3. Yes, you knew it was coming: white bread, bagels, and pastries. For diabetics, foods from the bread family are not the greatest breakfast options. Whether it be cream cheese topped bagels, brioche buns with jam, bread and butter, maple syrup and pancakes, chocolate covered pastries. Avoid white baked items and any filling that contains a lot of sugar. Simple carbs include items like white bread and other baked foods. They also have a lot of refined starch in them. Bagels and other types of bread are often comprised of refined wheat flour, salt, etc. Whereas brioche breads are filled with white flour that has been refined. Also sugar. And having diabetes, when you eat any refined starch in combination with extra salt and sugar, or dairy, your body swiftly converts it to glucose. Your pancreas's B cells are consequently activated to increase insulin production and blood sugar levels. A report from Oxford Academy observed how ladies with diabetes were affected by the starch's quality. They contrasted numerous studies including almost 70,000 women. Furthermore, they observed that refined starch raised the risk of diabetic complications, the chance of developing cardiac problems. According to a different study, white bread, compared to whole grain bread, considerably affected blood sugar levels. In conclusion, it is preferable to avoid eating any kind of white bread or baked items for breakfast. Whole grain bread may be a better choice if you truly want a slice or two. Figure 2 cereals. It is simple to become persuaded that a bowl of milk and sugar-free cereal is a healthy breakfast option for people with diabetes. However, regardless of what the cereal box says and how nutritious the cereals are advertised as being, they all have a trait that diabetics ought to keep away from. Cereals go through a lot of processing. That's accurate. Cereals are grains or uncooked food that has been altered by being pasteurized, combined with, or they are treated by chemicals and additions. Processed foods frequently lack vital elements. They swiftly convert to glucose once they reach the circulation. In actuality, various studies revealed that the substances incorporated into processed meals similar to cereal can help in the development of hyperlipidemia, which includes insulin resistance, triglycerides, LDL cholesterol, and problems from type 2 diabetes. A study on the possible advantages of serving cereal with high-protein milk. Scientists raised a variety of issues. Experts stated that consuming dairy protein adding to a processed meal doesn't make it any less harmful to blood sugar levels. Limiting your carbohydrate intake is the greatest way to maintain blood glucose control. 50 to 70 grams daily is the range. But a bowl of packaged cereal before the day even begins, and cow milk can add up to 63 grams. Therefore, should you avoid eating cereal for breakfast? No matter how healthy a box of cereal promises to be, it certainly feels that way. The first protein bar that may have been spoken to you. In order to maintain control over your blood sugar, it's crucial to eat protein during breakfast. Although this is true, not all protein-rich foods work. One of them are protein bars. Similarly to cereals, protein bars have a composition that is not very good for diabetics. They used grains, nuts, and fruit. Regularly, dried, refined, and sugar-coated. It is therefore the ideal recipe for a morning blood glucose catastrophe. Even while not all protein bars are created equal, the most of them are probably not good for you. Is taken at breakfast, effect on blood sugar levels. Several research on the effectiveness of diabetic snack bars were observed by the Clinical Diabetes Journal. The fact that diabetic snack bars could prevent hypoglycemia astonished them. Only when consumed at night. They also failed to locate any hard proof that the identical snack bar might be a wholesome choice for breakfast. The average protein bar has 25 to 35 grams of carbs, 20 grams of protein at most. This demonstrates that the majority of food sources contain protein bars have more protein than actual protein. Are protein bars bad for breakfast, then? It appears to be so. There are wholesome dietary alternatives that will provide you the necessary nutrients for blood balance, without overdosing your body with carbohydrates, as well as raising your blood sugar levels. And we're about to look at the top 5 breakfast options. Diabetics have options. But first, let's look at the 5 excellent breakfast choices for diabetics, beginning with Number 5, smoothie low in carbohydrates. If you dislike eating early in the day, drinking a low-carb smoothie is a fantastic way to feed your body. And as a diabetic, keep your blood glucose levels in check. Protein is one component of a low-carb smoothie. Healthy fat as well as fiber. Smoothie ingredients that are high in protein include dairy-free yogurt, plant-based milk, plant-based electricity. Nuts such as almond, walnut, or Brazil nuts are examples of healthy fat. Avocado or seeds such as chia or flax seeds. And lastly, fiber can be found in bananas, berries, or even a few of my favorite leafy greens. Overall, you can make a smoothie low in carbohydrates by consuming meals that are suggested for diabetics and have a low glycemic index. Low glycemic index foods inhibit the process by which carbs are transformed into blood sugar in the body. 75 observations later, ladies who followed a low glycemic diet for 6 months found that morning blood sugar levels were lower, could be more easily handled. Another investigation by Oxford academic discovered that 2 berry-rich smoothies every day improved blood glucose control and insulin sensitivity when there is insulin resistance in fat patients. What better way to start the day than with a low-carb smoothie? And track how your blood sugar levels change throughout the course of the day? You'll probably be able to manage it better. Number 4, eggs. Yes, diabetics can enjoy eggs as a tasty and healthful breakfast alternative. In one large egg, there are 7 grams of protein. Additionally, 5 grams of good fat. B vitamin content is also high in eggs. When it comes to controlling blood sugar, several ingredients have demonstrated promising outcomes. A research that included 42 obese adults. 9. It was noted that eating one giant egg per day for 12 weeks resulted in 4.4% less fasting blood sugar, increased insulin sensitivity. And while more studies have noted comparable outcomes, it's crucial to keep in mind that eating too many eggs could have the opposite effect on your blood sugar. An analysis by the American Diabetes Association found that consuming 7 or more eggs a week, 77% more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. In light of this, a restricted consumption of eggs 2 to 3 times each week is recommended. For its advantages to be felt, a week may be sufficient. Whether you prefer them poached or scrambled. Including a side of fiber and healthy fat in your breakfast, like avocado, whole grain bread, spinach, etc., is a fantastic method for using eggs to make a filling and healthy breakfast. Numeral 3, oatmeal can be a highly healthy food. Diabetics can enjoy a healthy breakfast as long as they eat it properly. Oats are a complete grain that are gluten-free and high in antioxidants, vitamins. The most crucial component is fibers. The soluble fiber beta-glucan is present in oatmeal. This delays the small intestine's glucose absorption. A research released by the National Library of Medicine claims that type 2 diabetic adults who ate breakfast After consuming oatmeal for 6 weeks, there was a notable decline in insulin and blood glucose levels. Choosing archaic. It is better to experience these advantages at breakfast. Or steel-cut oats options for your porridge. In a tiny investigation, specialists evaluated blood sugar levels before and post-breakfast of participants who were randomly assigned, and discovered that blood glucose was significantly lower and more evenly distributed. Comparing those who ate oats to those who had a breakfast high in carbohydrates. Decide on unprocessed oat and include protein and healthy fat for a filling breakfast. Figure 2 Grecian yogurt. Having a substantial amount of calcine, probiotics and protein. Your breakfast can benefit greatly from the inclusion of Greek yogurt. Probiotics have received accolades for their ability to heal the gut. This directly affects your blood sugar. An irritated gut has been discovered too. Serves as a catalyst for insulin resistance. Blood glucose levels that are out of equilibrium. Probiotics restore the intestines when consumed of beneficial bacteria, and thus it can lessen the inflammation connected to diabetes. Probiotics improved fasting blood glucose, according to a study. Additionally, insulin sensitivity. Additional investigation revealed that Greek yogurt, which weighs up to 100 grams, is recommended for daily consumption. Lowered the dangers of complications from type 2 diabetes. But from what we've seen so far, just like many breakfast selections, Greek yogurt is not always a healthy choice for those with diabetes. Selecting a full-fat Greek yogurt that is either unsweetened or fat-free, adding berries or almonds on top, is the best way for diabetics to have Greek yogurt for breakfast. The first, chia seed pudding for a meal that's suitable for diabetics. You ought to consume a balanced amount of protein, fat, and fiber. And because chia seed puddings contain all three, they are the best breakfast option for diabetics. What a feat for such a tiny grain, huh? Chia seeds are highly prized for their a lot of fiber, omega-3 fatty acids, a good source of fat, antioxidants and minerals. It has specific advantages for maintaining blood sugar control. According to recent studies, frequently ingesting chia seeds may help lower blood sugar and increase insulin sensitivity. Chia and flax seeds' effects on blood glucose levels were examined in a study. One type of seed was given to 2 sets of 25 volunteers, and after that, chia seeds dramatically decreased post-meal bloating, according to experts. Blood sugar. In contrast to flax seeds, animal experiments found comparable results. Observing the following benefits of chia seeds: improve blood sugar regulation and lower the chance of developing diabetes and heart disease. Overall, these results show that chia seeds can maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Levels in control all day long. But does taking pleasure in it matter? Shaped like a pudding? Well, there are a few tablespoons of chia seeds required to prepare chia seed pudding. A cup of plant milk, along with whatever natural flavors you choose. Whether it's berries or spices, you have an option. Moreover, as the chia absorbs the combination, it increases its omega-3 and fiber characteristics. So be sure to include it in your morning menu. To eat well and simply manage your blood sugar levels throughout the day. Whatever your morning preferences and routines may be, make sure to stay away from processed and abundant breakfast alternatives, sugar, and carbs. And select dishes that are healthier and include a sufficient amount of fiber, good fat, also protein. And now we want your feedback. What kind of breakfast will you stop eating? Which will you adapt, by the way? Comment below with your ideas to share with other diabetics. For more updates on diabetes, don't forget to hit the bell button and subscribe to our channel. I appreciate you coming. We wish you a day free from diabetes.